Sellers, check these 4 things before listing your house. First thing is check your electrical panel. If you have an older home, chances are that the electrical panel, if it's one of these 4 here, it probably won't be covered by the insurance companies. Now you're probably saying, well, I have home insurance and I'm covered. Granted, yes, but for the new buyer, these 4 electrical panels are non-insurable for the insurance company. So you want to change out your electrical panel if it's one of these 4 before putting your home on the market. The second thing you want to check out is your plumbing. You want to see if you have polybutylene plumbing. Normally this type of plumbing has been found in homes usually from early to mid 80s all the way up to mid to late 90s. So if your home was built at that time, or you purchased a home built in that time and haven't done anything to it, you want to check the plumbing and see if it's polybutylene. If it is, you're going to want to repipe, because insurance companies are not going to insure the new buyer for that type of plumbing. So definitely have that checked out, because it's going to be a nightmare for you to sell your home if you have that kind of plumbing. So make sure you get a repipe if that's the type of plumbing you have before putting your home on the market. And on a side note, if you have PEX plumbing, that's fine, but if you have fittings that are really corroded, then that's also going to be very difficult to get insurance on that, because the insurance companies don't want to insure a home that has corroded fittings. So those of you who actually live on well water, the water in there is a lot harder and it corrodes the fittings much faster. So if you have PEX, my suggestion to you is get a plumber out there to just do a quick inspection and check your fittings, because at the end of the day, when the new buyer comes and does a home inspection and they find those corroded fittings, you're probably going to have to change those out anyways. The third thing is your AC system. If your AC system is over 10 years old, you might want to reconsider changing it out. Now, I used to be in the air conditioning business. In fact, I have a active contractor's license for air conditioning. And my advice has always been to, if the air conditioner is 10 years old but it's still running well and you maintain it, that's fantastic, and keep it going. However, when we're dealing with insurance companies, a lot of the times they're going to want to see a new air conditioning system. A lot of the home inspectors, they're going to do these splits. They're going to check the air splits from the air coming out of the vents and whatnot. And so sometimes it's not going to come out the way that it needs to come out. And so when the insurance company sees a 4-point, they might not give the person that's buying your home the coverage that they need, because of the air conditioning system not being up to standard. So take a look at that. Make sure that if you have documentation that's been well maintained and whatnot, and it's running great, that's fine. But on the average, most all your inspectors are going to say the air conditioning system's lifespan is from 10 to 15 years. And so if it's more than 10 years, chances are that's going to be a negotiation tactic for the buyer to have your air conditioner changed out. So if your air conditioner is that old, consider, if you got the money, change it out. And the fourth thing is your roof. If your roof is 16 years old or older, depending on the type of roof, you might have to get a new roof. Insurance companies have been sticklers about the roof, especially if you have a 16 or older shingle roof. They're going to want that changed out. They don't like to see anything that old. So if that's your circumstance, maybe you might want to look to try to get a new roof installed. On top of that, it'll help you with your insurance rates. But also, a buyer that's going to be buying your home, that's financing your home, is probably not going to get the insurance, or the insurance is going to be way too high for them to take on that roof. So unfortunately, if your roof is that old and it's a shingle roof, then you might have to consider replacing it. Obviously, if it's 15, 16 years old, but it's a tile roof or metal roof, Different story, much more longevity. So just keep in mind the type of roof that you have and the amount of years that the roof has. And the reason why I chose these 4 items, because these are the most common items that are on a floor-point inspection. This is what a buyer needs to show an insurance company in order for them to get insurance on your home. And if they're financing it, it's going to be very difficult if any of these 4 things do not meet the requirements of the insurance company.